going on, guys? Just out here for a nice little ride today. Just wanted to do a quick little list here after riding the bike for a little bit longer, and I'll probably reiterate a couple things I said in my first video with the ride and review video. But in this video, we're going to talk about 5 of the things that I really like about this bike. And then I'll probably do another video later on of the 5 things I don't really like as much. But let's go ahead and just jump right into it. First off, after riding this bike more and more, I'm definitely liking, as I said in my ride and review video, the seating position is definitely perfect. I mean, I don't have really any complaints. The seat, I will say, is in the right spot, and I feel like I'm just sitting in a normal chair. My legs are kind of bent, almost at a 90, which is actually really comfortable, because I know in some bikes, you get in a sitting position like this, and for some reason it's something about the seat or where the pegs are, I don't know, but you start getting a cramp, like in your upper quad area. And with this bike, you don't get any of that. Like, I've been riding for a few hours and I don't have any kind of discomfort in my legs or nothing at all. I do kind of wish there was a backrest, though. We'll talk about that in the next video. As for the next thing, just the style of this bike is just, in my mind, amazing. It's nice, it's sleek, and with the blacked out, the midnight, was it Black Smoke Midnight model that I ordered this in, it definitely gives that an extra sleekness look to it with the black badges, which just adds to the flair of this bike. The length of it as well it's not as long as I thought it was going to be, which is really nice, because I figured it was going to be a bit longer and I thought it was going to be a bit more bulky to handle, but it handles great, and you just sit right in this bike. You're not like sitting on top of it, you're not sitting in the ground, you're sitting right on top of the bike, which is really nice. Then you come up to the handlebars. These ape hangers do wonders for the riding position of this bike. Like, you got the Scout bobbers and you got the regular Scout. The regular Scout, you got like the normal little, what was it, like probably like 2-inch handlebars that come up about halfway here, and then with the bobber they come down a little longer, and you just got the straight bar that comes out. So you do got a little bit of leaning to do with those other bikes, but with this bike, the handlebar position with these ape hangers the way they are and their positioning, I didn't have them adjust nothing. This is just the way it came. I'm able to just sit upright and comfortable. Arms are just at a nice angle. It's just really comfortable compared to the other bikes that I've ridden. So that's the third thing. Number 4, the style of this engine. Now, when I first saw this bike, I wasn't sure about the flattened out profile of the engine heads. I'll put a picture in so you guys can see what I'm talking about. But the flattened out profile, I wasn't too sure about. Like, I've always been a fan of like the engine heads that have the fins on it, and then like the fins were kind of sanded down, ground down, whatever you want to call it, to a nice polished finish. And I wasn't too sure about that on this bike. But with more and more that I had this bike around, the more I'm liking the look of these flattened down, polished heads, profiles on the heads. I'm liking it more than I do with the fins, to be honest with you. It just adds to the, what's the word? It just adds to the not necessarily with the looks, but not necessarily with the look. I can't think of the word right now, but it just adds something different to the bike, in my opinion, compared to what you normally see on a motorcycle, which honestly a lot of people aren't going to like it, but it grows on you for sure. And then the last thing, now I don't know if anybody else is going to feel this way or not, but this gauge cluster, for some reason, this gauge cluster, like, it's very basic. I'm not gonna lie. It's basic. It's just a speedometer with a digital tach, a clock, and a gear indicator. But it does have a built-in USB port, so you can plug something in and charge your phone or something, which is really nice. But a lot of people I've seen on forums and in other videos, people talking about they wish that this would have came with like the new digital gauges that come on, is it the Chieftain or Dark Horse? I don't know which one it is. I can't remember off top of my head right now, but they're talking about those new digital gauges, all digital gauges that come on those bikes. Now, I've seen those digital gauges, and they are freaking cool. But there's just something about this analog style freaking gauge. It just hits different. I mean, cool. Yeah, it's cool. So looking down and seeing all that digital stuff and all those extra things on it, but when it comes to riding, are you more interested in the ride? Are you more interested in the gauge? Are you more interested in just fiddling around with the thing? But to me, this is where it's at. Just classic, old schoolish with a little bit of new school in it. So you're not so distracted. You enjoy the ride more, because when you do have those digital gauges, I feel like you want to fiddle with it more, which is just a distraction when you're riding. Riding is about going out and having some freedom and just enjoying yourself, you know, picking a destination, just taking like a back road or a back freeway road or something and just taking off. And with this, you definitely get that feeling, and you don't feel like you're as in tune. You feel more in tune with your bike than with that other thing, with other things. And again, like I said, that's just the way I feel like riding should be.